Hello and welcome. As you probably guessed, I am MotherAzure, but you can also call me Maria. I am back again with another Pico card, and this one is going to be about, as you probably guessed by the title, your love life. Now, I do want to mention here that I am not simply going to be like describing a person that's supposedly going to come in your love life, and I do want to mention that this is a general reading, so this may not resonate for everyone, and if you meet someone and they don't fit these characteristics, don't just crash them off because they don't fit them, okay? But I'm not just going to tell you about that. I am going to be using this deck, which I'm going to be shuffling on camera for each pile, to see if there's anything in your love life in terms of, let's say, your attachment or issues or things that have happened before in your love life that need healing in order for you to be in better and healthier relationships, okay? Because I feel like majority of love readings, they will just tell you, this person that's like this and this and this, and they're gonna do this and that. They just say that. They don't really go into detail about healing. And personally, I like, when readings give me things to work with. So it not only will they tell me about this person and the good things, but they're also going to tell me about what I would probably need to heal to be in a better connection. So because I enjoy that, I want to incorporate it. If you're not interested in that, that's okay. It's just the format that I'm going to be using, okay? So I'm going to be using that first for each pile. And these cards that are here that are already pre-shuffled are going to be describing this person. And I'm going to be using a pendulum to, clarify if this is someone new that you haven't met, if this is someone you know already, if they are coming soon. For me, soon is like 3 months. For me, soon is not a year. It's like 3 months. So that's what I'm going to be asking. All right. I just want to clarify how it's going to work because it's probably going to be divided into sections. Okay. So without further ado, I keep getting stuck. Also, I'm sorry that I didn't post anything last week. I knew this reading was going to be long and I didn't have time because I'm very busy with college. So for your first pile, you have the rose quartz. For your second pile, you have the amethyst. And the third pile is the clear quartz. Hello, Phoebe, pile 1 with the rose quartz. This is your reading. So, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to be starting with these cards that are going to be about just general messages about your love life in general, not necessarily related to a person, more so related to, you, maybe things that you need to heal or that spirit just wants you to look into a little bit more, okay? So, that's what I'm going to be doing with this. Then we're getting into the pendulum and then I'll describe the person for you, okay? So, I'm going to shuffle this one on camera. So, let's see, spirit, if there's any overall energy or anything you want to say to pile 1 about their love life, anything that needs healing, anything you want to say to them that is not necessarily related to this person. Oh, okay. So we'll have some. This is a Cosmo Tarot, by the way. You got the 7 of Cups, which now I can bring it closer because I brought you guys closer to it. Yay. I brought the camera closer. Now I can bring it closer. Yay. I said closer 75 times. All right. The King of Cups. There we go. This is the King of Cups. Anything else? Ooh. The Knight of Pentacles. So there is already something that for me is coming through with this. And I do want to mention before I keep going that I am an intuitive reader. I still read the cards, obviously, but I do get, other messages. So something I'm getting here is that at some point, maybe in previous relationships or just in general in your life, if you haven't been in a relationship, is that other people's emotional state, they were a priority for you. And let me explain what I mean by that. So they're showing this to me as maybe you have like an Aquarius moon or a Capricorn moon. But the way they're showing this to me is like there were people around you who were very volatile, I think. That's the word I'm looking for. Or that were very unstable in their emotions. And that made you really, really confused. So this could be coming from parents or just maybe a previous partner that you had. And because of that, you had to be very careful around. It's like you were walking on eggshells because you didn't know what you were gonna say, if what you were gonna say was gonna trigger them in some way, or how they were gonna respond to what you said or what you did. So maybe this is someone that was very unpredictable emotionally. So you were in a constant state of confusion in this relationship, whatever type of relationship it was. And as a result of that, I'm seeing it as, I mentioned the Aquarius and Capricorn moons, because they're usually, in terms of astrology, I would say that they're the moon signs that struggle a lot with expressing their emotions. It's like you were so focused on this other person's emotions that you forgot about your own, and maybe you forgot how to properly regulate them, if that makes sense. So having the King of Cups here is a very good sign to me, because I have it, I'm not doing this in a past, present, future position, but it is in the center, and I do look at that when I have the cards right here. So this is coming more so as the past. So the Seven of Cups is a very confused energy. There's not clarity whatsoever. It's like a fog, right? But the fact that you have the King of Cups here for me is it's the fact that you found this clarity that you needed in terms of your emotional health, or that's what you need to be doing right now. So if this is coming up, it's because it's important. So either Spirit is recognizing you for the work that you have done in this sense, or Spirit is telling you that you need to look more at this and put your emotions first, because it's like, because you were so focused on that, you learned to read, they're saying like subtext only. I don't know how to explain it. It's like reading between people's words to see how they're actually feeling despite what they say, and that's not your fault. It's more so a result of I would say emotional trauma. But if this is not something that you have worked on already, this is Spirit telling you that you should do it. If you already work on that and you have a big, if you have a strong hold on your emotions already and you know how to self-regulate and do all of that, this is Spirit recognizing you for it. So congratulations if you did. Now, we do have that Knight of Pentacles. And they're also saying here that it's like actions are going to show you how a person feels more than words. So maybe they're pointing out the fact that maybe in past relationships, you, it's like you got very, how do I say this? It's like you were so over the moon with how in love you were with this person that you maybe failed to realize red flags, or the fact that, or maybe they told you many things, they promised you a lot of things like, I'm going to change, or I have so much potential. Maybe you thought this person had potential in some way, so you didn't really see that their actions didn't match what they were saying. And when actions don't match words, that's manipulation. I don't care. I have to say it like that. So the fact that this is here, for me, it's like, first of all, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest Knight of Tarot. So this is about taking your time and being patient, but also looking at actions. Okay, I do not know what that was. It sounded like the honk of a car, like a very short one, like when I know it wasn't here. Like, it wasn't in my neighborhood, because I don't think I heard it outside of my head. But you know how when you lock a car with your key, it does like a very short hunk. Some cars, they go beep, and that's it. I heard that, so I don't know if you closed that, or I don't know if that's outside. That's not in my head. But the thing that I heard, I think, was in my head. So maybe that's a sign for you in some way. So to get back to what I was saying, this Knight of Pentacles, like I said, is about focusing more on the physical. Not that you can't trust a person, but really look at whether what they're saying is matching how they're acting. Okay, so it's more like a good way of being cautious. It's not that you can't trust anyone or you have to overanalyze how they are acting. Just pay attention to it when you are super in love, or because you're focused on other things. You're focused on your emotions for this person and how they make you feel, but you're not really looking at other things they're doing that could be red flags, if that makes sense. That's how it's coming up for some reason. So I have to say it like that. Take it as it resonates, okay? Remember that it's a general reading. It's not going to resonate for everyone. Another thing with this Knight of Pentacles right here for me is patience, just in general, patience, okay? So maybe you have been waiting for a partner for a long time, or maybe you are with a partner and you have been waiting for a long time for your relationship to move forward. It's maybe not that you're discontent with the state of your relationship. Maybe you want something new to happen, or for your relationship to move on to a higher state of commitment. So maybe if you are in a relationship, maybe you would like to get engaged, or maybe you have been dating someone and you want to make it official, something like that. But Spirit is reminding you here of having patience and taking your time, because if you jump in too quickly, I'm not saying that the current person that you're with, if you are with someone, that they are not good, but Spirit is just bringing this up because maybe you had issues with this in the past, okay? So don't rush, there's enough time for you. So I feel like maybe you are so in love that you're like, oh, I want to marry this person right now, but you haven't really met them, usually. And this is not that everyone is manipulative or they are liars, but it's like the first time we meet someone, we don't really meet the entirety of who they are. We are really kind of meeting, if we want to talk astrology, we're probably meeting their rising sign, but it's like we're meeting this mask that makes people feel safer. It doesn't mean that they're not genuine. It's just how we usually approach people. And in one or two meetings, it's not enough to see, to know someone in terms of emotional, physical, mental depth. Okay. So you do want to take your time here, and Spirit is talking to you about that, because not only is that going to help you better choose partners, because maybe you meet someone and you're like, oh, they're great, but then after a while, if you wait it out, they're not that great as you thought they were. But it's also going to help you create stronger foundations for your relationship. Okay. So if you have been, like I said, if you have been doing this already, this is just Spirit, bring it up to recognize you for it. If you haven't been doing it, this is your sign to maybe start working on it. So when you do come into a relationship, if you're not in one right now, that you you are more prepared for the relationship. And if you are more prepared, and if you are healed and you have healed from things from the past that really make you maybe act in ways that you don't exactly want to. So let's say maybe you are reacting with defense mechanisms, or you are triggered by things that happen in other relationships. If you heal those things, they're not going to get in the way of new relationships, or at least not as much. And it doesn't mean that you have to be completely healed to be in a relationship. But healing things that are so, so deep in our unconscious mind, that we have learned, that we have been conditioned to believe through other relationships, is important, because not everyone is going to treat you the same way, right? There's no two people are the exact same in the world, I would say. And if you carry over behaviors that you learned to do in other relationships as a result of the relationship being maybe not that great, and you carry it over to this person is probably gonna be feeling a little bit weird about it, because they're not like that, and like what I mentioned about reading subtext, maybe you meet someone new and you're constantly trying to see what else is there, if they're upset with you or if anything like that, and they may not know why you're doing that, because they don't really mean anything else by their words, but you learn to look for that because you had experiences where people did that before, if that makes any type of sense. I'm mostly channeling. I don't even know what I said already. So is there anything else about this, Spirit? Yeah, Spirit wants to say something, but it's more, he's saying they, I don't know, saying like, this is good. So this is something that Spirit wants to recognize in general. It's not that you need to heal it, whatever's coming up next. So let's see. 6 of Cups. Okay, so I would say definitely the majority of you have already healed this, and the Queen of Wands. So you have the Queen of Wands, doesn't mean you have to be a woman at all. But the way this is coming up for me is that the majority of you, I would say, have healed from the past, and you have learned a lot of lessons that were presented to you in the past, most probably in relationships, okay? Both good and bad and bad lessons, you know, because when we learn lessons, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that lessons always have to hurt or come from people that hurt us. I would say that a lot of lessons that we learn from people that we love. So maybe from friends that do love you, that are good to you, and they teach you something, but it's good, so it doesn't hurt, right? But with this Queen of Wands, doesn't matter if you're a woman or not, it's like this is talking about you really stepping into your power, and Spirit is saying kind of knowing yourself better, if that makes sense. So it's like you. There we go. That was stuck. Sorry about that. So what Spirit is saying, like it got stuck, it was blurred, is that you really have learned a lot more about who you are and what you want in life. And Spirit is also clarifying, like, you have learned to set a lot of strong boundaries, and Spirit is proud of that, because it's not easy after having experiences like that, to not only learn from them, learn the lessons and actively, do the work to recover from them and not carry these over into other relationships. That takes a lot. It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of courage. So Spirit is definitely recognizing that for you. Spirit is saying, mind your words. So I don't know, with this, the Queen of Wands for me is really something about manifesting. For some reason I really associate the Queen of Wands with manifesting. So if you have been trying to manifest, Spirit is saying, mind your words. So maybe you have been trying to manifest something, but you have said a thing or two that directly oppose what it is that you want to manifest. So Spirit is just mentioning that it's not necessarily related to your love life, but so I'm gonna move this out of the way and get into the pendulum. Okay, so I'm gonna be holding it right here. So the pendulum, please show me a yes, so they know what a yes looks like. I don't need it because I usually use this pendulum a lot, so I know how it works. Okay, can you show them a no then? Yeah, so no is from side to side, and maybe is usually, like that, diagonal. So maybe or unknown. So they're just clarifying that for me. So it's working well. So what I want to ask with this is if there's a new person coming to the majority of Pile 1's lives, because there's a lot of people. Is there a new person? Yes. Do they know this person already? Okay, so that is another yes. So maybe you know this person, but you haven't been in a relationship with them, and that is why they're saying yes to the fact that it's a new person. Now, remember that this is a big, this is not just for one person, it's a general reading. So it may not be for any of you. So maybe if you don't know anyone that you could possibly see yourself getting into a relationship with, maybe it's not for you. Okay, so is this person coming to get into a relationship within the next 3 months? They're saying no. So more than 3 months, right? It's more than 3 months. I wanted to say that soon. For me, it's 3 months. So that's how we're going to go. So within the next 3 months, no. All right. So let me get now into this person's characteristics, okay? Alrighty. So these are the cards that I pre-shuffled. So I have a lot of cards. So these are tarot. So we're gonna look. I'm gonna just lay them out, all of them. You know, I'm just gonna lay all of them out right here. So you got the Three of Pentacles, the World, and the Emperor. I'm just gonna bring them all together like that in bulks, because if I bring them one by one, it's gonna take a long time. So there's a Revival Art Tarot. Then I have these cards, which are from the Angelarium Year 2 collection cards. They just help me with characteristics, like mental or maybe behavioral characteristics of a person. It just helped me. I don't know why. So you got Rahab, Angel of the Deep, and you have Duma, Angel of Dreams. So these cards are beautiful. I'm sorry. I have to admire them. Okay, so you got those two. I have more, hold on. Then you have a new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. So definitely if you were trying to manifest a romantic connection, I feel like this is it's kind of confirmation that it's coming and you manifested it. Man, can you focus maybe? Hold on. So a new earth. And for these two, this is the Queen of the Moon Oracle. You have number 40, Lone Night Moon, Darkness, and number 24, Waning Crescent, Protection. So these are your cards to represent this person, their characteristics, etc. All right. So let me see if you can see all of that. I think so. All right. I'm probably gonna cut this part out just because I'm trying to fix it. Okay, so we have all of this. So what about this person? So we have with Angel of the Deep and Angel of Dreams, especially with this new Earth card that for me talks about, manifestations coming your way, that you have to keep your vision, keep what it is that you want in mind. It's like, don't lose sight of what it is that you truly want. So this is about boundaries with the self as well. So if you want a certain type of relationship, if there's a certain behavior that you don't enjoy, that you don't like, or you don't want to go through it again, keep that in mind. Don't let go of that, okay? But besides the point here, I think, because we're talking about this person. So for me, that confirms that, first of all, this person is not someone that you have been in a relationship with before, because we did confirm that. And in the rare case that it is someone that you have been in a relationship with already, this is talking about someone who has had like a really huge change in perspective and in the way they act, and that's why it's coming up as a new person. But I don't think that's the case for like 99% of you, okay? I do want to make that clear. I'm not the type of reader just like, oh, your ex is coming back. I don't know if your ex is coming back. I can't tell you that, okay? So but like I said, with these two right here, I really feel like this is someone that maybe you have had or will be having maybe prophetic dreams about. So maybe you see someone in your dreams that you maybe are not sure who they are, or maybe you know them already and you dream about them a lot. This could be the person that they're talking about, okay? This person is in and of itself, in and of him or herself, very deep, they have, considering this angel is underwater, they could be a water sign, but not necessarily. But I really like this because you got that King of Cups before, and this for me is someone that is very probably emotionally mature, because if you look at this angel, like this angel is so this angel is very, very, very calm underwater. Like this angel is not like he's reading a book just underwater, he's chilling, okay? So for me, this is not someone that is emotionally reactive. It's not someone that, for me, it's someone that can regulate their emotions and that is not, like that's very in touch with them, right? So there's someone that's very in touch with their emotions and knows what they want in that sense. And I don't think that this person is gonna be like, if you have been with people before that were emotionally manipulative, I don't think they're going to be that way. It's like they're saying like this person could if they wanted to, but they don't want to, because they have learned to, like, they have learned that, I feel like a big part of their emotional maturity could have come from the fact that they also experienced emotional abuse at some point, or, you know, just a big emotional confusion, and they really developed that part of themselves. So they could be if they wanted to, but they don't want to, because they have a very strong moral compass. Okay, so with this tarot right here, I really like that you got the Emperor. It doesn't mean that this person has to be a man. This is just a card that for me represents someone who is stable, someone who is confident, someone that's sure of themselves. Is Aries energy right here, okay? And I think it sounded like a door opening. I don't know if that was here or not. Anyway, maybe it's actually talking about like new door opening for you. So I don't think this is that, like they said now within the next 3 months exactly, but it may literally be 4 months or something like that, because it doesn't really feel that far away. Like this feels very close, even though it's not 3 months, which is what I would consider soon. Okay. So this person, remember that I'm describing this person or the general characteristics of this person that's coming through. Like I said, they have definitely been through at least one dark night of the soul, maybe a lot like you in that sense. And they have really, it's like, they said like change is inevitable, but personal growth and internal growth is a choice. So I feel like this person definitely took that decision to learn and to grow. So it's very likely that they went, because I'm seeing the Tower, that they went through a lot of Tower moments in their life, things that were very, very difficult and very emotionally taxing. But despite that, they went through it and they came out, the other side, a different person, but a very evolved person. So I would say, like, in terms of spirituality, this feels like someone that is not their first rodeo having a spiritual awakening. I don't know if they're spiritual exactly. I don't think they are, because we have this Emperor here. The Emperor is very down to earth. If I had the Hierophant here, I would say that maybe they are very spiritual. But I have the Emperor, and it's the more physical representation of the masculine energy in tarot, right? So there's someone that's down to earth, very, very, very ambitious here. So someone that wants to work things out with this Three of Pentacles right here. This is not someone suddenly the Three of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles I got before makes a lot of sense to me, because this is not someone that's gonna rush whatsoever. Like, even they said, like, within the next 3 months, no, they're gonna take their time, right? So, and maybe they did say that you know this person, but in case you don't know this person, because I did mention that could be the case for you, maybe you will meet them within the next 3 months, and then after those 3 months, then you will maybe get into a more romantic relationship, okay? But I digress. This Three of Pentacles right here, this is someone that knows how to communicate. I brought this card closer before. Let me see if this little camera wants to focus this time. But there she goes. You're almost there. You're doing great, sweetie. there she goes. So if you see, finally, if you see, I'm probably going to edit that part out where I was just like, ma'am, like just focus, please. So if you see those two people in the card, they are talking to each other. So I definitely think that this person knows how to communicate properly. And considering this is the Three of Pentacles, I think that they could even be like a master of like body language. Like, I feel like they know what they're doing and they know how to communicate in more ways than one, if you catch my drift. So this person may actually make it very obvious that they're attracted to you physically. Doesn't mean that they're gonna like take advantage of you or like be bold in any way, but it's like maybe subtle acts of I like you, I'm available, maybe they make a lot of eye contact with you, they actually listen to you, because that's important, and like they make it known that they enjoy your presence, if that makes sense, maybe in more than a communicational, maybe not necessarily only in when you're talking. So this could be like a physical thing as well. So pay attention to your body language. With this World card right here, look, I'm not the type of reader to say this person wants to worship you, because I feel like that's a little bit weird for me personally, so I don't like to say it. But with this World card, this is the birth of Venus, okay? So this card is the birth of Venus. So if you see how everyone is looking at her like that, you don't have to be a woman, not at all. But this is someone that admires you in some way. It doesn't have to be physically only, although it very much could be, because look at, she's naked. But when I say that it's very close to what I think people would say, oh, they want to worship you, I would think that's close, but not in an unhealthy way, because I feel like that could get unhealthy at some points because they put you on a pedestal a little bit. But I don't think this is the case with this person. It's like, maybe okay, all right, okay, I got it. So it's coming up like maybe you don't think that you yourself are attractive, or maybe you are very humble in the sense that you don't really accept compliments, or maybe you don't accept them not because you are, humble, and maybe it's because you have been told before that maybe you weren't attractive or you weren't this and that, so you're a little bit self-conscious right now. And I feel like this person really wants you to see the fact that that's not true. Like, whatever the fuck people told you, they're like, nah, that's not true. Let me show you. It's very let me show you energy with this Emperor card. Because I see the Emperor as a man of action. Again, doesn't have to be a man. Something very important with this relationship that I absolutely love for you, okay, is this protection card right here. Because for me, this represents a relationship that is going to make you feel safe, protected, okay? And it is so important to feel protected and safe in relationships, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman or whatever you identify as. Feeling safe to express yourself and just be with a person, it is extremely important in any relationship. If you're not comfortable, if you don't feel safe with someone, it's not really going to be that fulfilling for you, is it? So for me, this is a fantastic relationship here. Let me look at this because they're calling my attention to it, so I am going to look at it closer. So give me a second. Oh, that is interesting. So I don't know why, but I never saw that before, but they called my attention to what I think is supposed to be like a little mermaid boy here. I don't even know what that is, but it looks like the tail of a whale. You know how the whale tails look like? You know what they look like? They look like that is a great explanation. You know what I mean? Just Google it. That's coming up, so I don't know if this is of any significance for you. Maybe you like whales, maybe they like whales, maybe this is something that you're gonna be doing in your relationship, that you're gonna go whale sighting. I think that's a thing. I think that's a thing that people get on boats and they go watch whales. I don't even know. I don't like the ocean, okay? Terrified of it. But that's coming up for some reason. They are saying again, like Spirit is mentioning, like this person is not, maybe that's why it came up, like it's not gonna be 3 months, because they're not gonna move forward with any romantic until they are sure that this is what both you and him want. So this is not someone that's gonna just recklessly get into a relationship. They want to be sure that what they're doing, like the relationship they're getting into, is the correct one for them and for the other person at that time. So like I said, even though this is Aries energy, is not like impulsive Aries energy here with this. This feels more like an earth sign energy if I'm talking about it. It doesn't have to be that they're an earth sign. It's just that energy of patience and taking their time, being very meticulous with what they do. Okay. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like that's just a reflection of the fact that they've been through shit before, you know? But overall, I think this is a great relationship, and it's gonna, with this a new start card, a new earth, well, it's a new start. It's happening, beholding the vision. For me, this is like, regardless of whether this is a long-term relationship or if it's a short-term relationship, because that's gonna depend for each and every one of you. I feel like it's going to be a healthy one that's probably going to help you see the world in a whole different way. That's going to open maybe a lot of doors for you. And when I say open doors, it doesn't have to be like physical opportunities. This could be doors to healing, doors to enjoyment, doors to having fun, just things in general, but they are good things. So I feel like it's going to be like after maybe several failed relationships for some of you, this feels like a very healing relationship, because it's not gonna be a failure, you know, like a failed relationship in the sense that it didn't work out or things were bad at several points. You know, it feels like regardless of whether it lasts a long time or it lasts a short time, it's gonna be very healing for you, because it's gonna show you like, hey, not everyone is like this, and I can trust again, if that makes sense. So this is someone that you're gonna be able to actually trust, even though at first you may feel like you don't know anything about them or that they're hiding something. It does feel like that, and I don't think it's a red flag in this sense. The way I'm seeing it, always check yourself, okay? You know, you check in your life when this comes through. But the way I'm seeing it, it's like, it's not that they're hiding something because they have ill intentions. Is that maybe they're not gonna open up to you right away, because even this angel right here is still at the bottom of the ocean. So they're surrounded by water. They have to come up, you know, of the water when they choose to. So they may not open up to you immediately, and that's gonna make you maybe a little bit wary of them. Because, like I said with the subtext, maybe you're gonna try to find out why they're not being honest with you, and maybe if you did something wrong or if they have bad intentions, but I don't feel like they do. This is just them not wanting to open up too quickly, because they're very cautious, okay? So I also want to mention with this Duma card that it's very possible that through this person you're gonna be able to maybe start your dream career in some way, and if not through them, with their help or during the course of your relationship. So maybe you're gonna start it. This could play out in so many different ways, but for me, it's like this person is gonna, like I said, be this relationship is gonna be like it's gonna open a lot of doors, in the sense that maybe your career, maybe they're working in a field that you want to work in and they help you get in it. Maybe during your relationship you find the job that you want and they support you getting through, you know, the beginning of the training and all of that. Or maybe if the relationship is not meant to last a long time, maybe after the relationship is over, then you find your dream career. Like it's something like that, but they're kind of like a catalyst for you, but in a good way. Like I mentioned, not all lessons that you learn have to come from bad situations or from people that hurt you, okay? So I feel like this is a very, very good relationship, and I absolutely love that for you. Okay, so that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 12 p.m. EST and occasionally on Sundays. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do have my updates about the channel over there, and I post readings occasionally. If you want to buy me a coffee, my Venmo, my Cash App are in the description down below. It is very expected, but it's always very appreciated. I wish the best of luck on your journey, and much love to you. Bye bye. Hello, baby pile 2, this is your reading. Oh my god, I hit that. So just to explain what we're gonna do here, again, I'm gonna shuffle. I explained this in the beginning. See some things that maybe you need to heal in your love life, or any messages that spirit has for you regarding your love life, not necessarily related to a person. This is more so related to you. Maybe this is something that you just need to know. Maybe spirit wants to recognize you for some work that you have done, and maybe spirit wants you to work on some new stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into the shuffling, and we're gonna look into this, and then I'm gonna be using a pendulum to see if this person's gonna be coming in soon, and after that, if there's a new person, of course, I'm gonna be getting some characteristics from other cards. So let's see if anything spirit. Ooh, I was literally gonna ask for 3 and 3 came out. So I got the Ace of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. So I'm gonna bring that closer a little bit. Oh, I get confused by this. This is the Cosmo Tarot, so I hope you can see that properly. So you got these 3. So right off the bat, I can definitely see something here. There's a lot of anxiety here regarding the 3 of Wands. For me is expansion, but also new things in some way, because the 3 of Wands in the traditional tarot, it's like it's someone waiting for a ship to come in, and the ship could be bringing new things, in my opinion. So that's kind of how I see it. And if it's a card that represents expansion in some way, it obviously has to do with new things, new opportunities, of course. So I'm seeing a lot of anxiety here, maybe regarding getting out of your comfort zone, especially in terms of relationships here, because we are talking about your love life, of course, but apply this to the area of your life that that resonates with this message. Okay, so spirit is being very clear here that you need to move past this anxiety, this fear, in order for things to come in. So maybe you're someone that, maybe you want a relationship, maybe you have wanted a relationship for a long time. Maybe you maybe you just got out of a relationship even, but there's a lot of fear that comes from that relationship for something that happened. They're saying something regarding, take this only for resonance because it's kind of specific. This could be, these feelings of fear could be carried over because of a past relationship. Like I would say your last relationship, honestly, but not because the person exactly did anything or because they were bad or abusive in some way. It feels like this fear comes from, maybe you guys broke up and you have a very anxious attachment style, and you kind of internalize the fact that you broke up as something that was your own fault, even though maybe it wasn't. Maybe you guys broke up because maybe this person was moving away to another country and they didn't want to do a long-term relationship. Maybe you guys simply drifted apart because you were very busy and you weren't seeing each other a lot or something like that, but you kind of internalized that, and they're showing it to me as you are afraid that you are the problem, even though you didn't really do anything, and even though this person didn't do exactly anything to make you think or make you feel like you are the problem. This is kind of like a conclusion that you got to yourself, and it comes from other previous issues. Like I said, with attachment style, that comes from childhood. So if you have an anxious attachment, you resonate with what I just said. If you have an anxious attachment, that means that there's a lot of literally anxiety when it comes to relationships, in the sense that you are afraid of abandonment. Okay, so when you have an anxious attachment, you're afraid of being left behind by this person. So you some people may have called you suffocating, in some way, or like you are very very maybe touchy-feely, or maybe you're someone that you want to be close to your partner or your friends all the time, and that's because you are anxious about them leaving you, maybe, or abandoning you in some way. There could also have been here, there's mentioning separation anxiety. So maybe you were really afraid of being away from your significant other, or from your friends, or whoever, because you thought something bad was going to happen to them, or because you thought that when they left, you weren't going to be seeing them again anytime soon, or ever. And that's coming up for some reason. Take it only if it resonates, because I don't think that's going to resonate with absolutely everyone, but who knows. But here, what Spirit is saying is like, Spirit wants you to understand that this fear, this anxiety is not real. And when I say it's not real, I'm not saying that your feelings are not real. I'm saying that they are fears about, it's basically lying to you. Like, your anxiety is lying to you. And a lot of people I don't think they consciously notice this, but your brain lies to you constantly. There are intrusive thoughts, and especially if you have had trauma before, you're going to be getting a lot of intrusive thoughts that are negative, that are not true. So maybe you will think, oh, they didn't call me today, they hate me, or maybe I did something to make them mad. It's lying to you. Like, your brain is lying to you, okay? And that's what I mean when I say it's not real, in the sense that just because your brain says this, it doesn't mean that it's an accurate representation of reality, okay? It's your perception of it, and your perception is affected by things that you have experienced before, okay? So if you had an early experience with your parents or your caregivers or whoever it was, that they left in some way, maybe someone passed away when you were really young, and you felt that they left you in some way, and maybe you could have done something to prevent that or something like that, you carry that over in your relationships later in life, because that happened at a young formative age, okay? So Spirit is bringing that through. That's very heavy. So maybe Spirit wants you to look into that. See if there's anything else that I'm going to see if there's anything else Spirit wants to say. But maybe Spirit wants to look into that. See how you can fix it, because I feel like the biggest thing getting in the way of you and your growth is this anxiety, this fear right now. And I feel like if you haven't been in a relationship ever, or like in a long time, this is what's getting in the way of it, okay? This is like the main thing getting in the way of it, because you stay in your safe zone. Because it's like, that if you get into a relationship, maybe you think that you're not gonna, that they're gonna leave you. So like, why get in one to begin with? Does that make sense? So if that resonates with you, take it. If not, leave it alone. Let's see, Spirit, anything else you want to tell pile 2? Woo, Justice. I love that. I love it. Okay, so that's it. Okay, that's it. Got it. So you got Justice. I love this. So whatever happened in the past, justice for me is a type of it's not retribution exactly, but it's like something bad happened to you, something good is gonna happen now. So it's balance. So justice is always balance, okay? So if we are talking about justice, the justice card in like an objective way, is like, think about like the Egyptian story about, not a story, like the mythos, like the mythology, when they say that when you go to the underworld, they weigh your heart in a feather. So it's supposed to be the same weight, right? So if like, it's kind of like depending on the weight of the things that have happened to you in the past that maybe weren't that good, that equals the weight of the good things that you're going to be receiving. It's kind of complicated to explain, but I guess what Spirit is saying here is that it's not impossible for you to be happy. So maybe if that's a thought that you have often, it's like, I don't think I'll ever be happy. I don't think I'll ever find a person that's going to make me feel safe, that's going to understand me, or that's going to reassure me enough that I'm not going to that they're not gonna go away or something like that, right? But yes, you will. And I really feel like this healing, and here's the thing, this healing, you could start healing on this before a relationship, but you're really, really gonna be like tested in this in your relationship. Not that spirit is gonna test you or the universe or whatever, is that you're gonna be met with triggers in relationships, especially if you have this attachment issue. Okay, your triggers are in relationships, so it's very, very difficult. But I think that spirit is saying that you are capable of doing this, especially if you it's kind of like, if you walk forward despite the fear. It doesn't mean that you can't be afraid or that you can't be anxious. It's walking forward and moving forward despite being afraid and anxious. Okay, so I'm gonna get your pendulum, see if there's someone coming over for you, new person, or let's just see. Okay, so there's the pendulum. So can you please show them a yes? I know what it looks like, but I want you to see how it looks like on the camera. So can you show them a no? Okay, can you show them like a maybe or an unknown answer? Show them how it looks. So it looks diagonal. So yes is vertical, no is horizontal, and for me a maybe or unknown is diagonal. Okay, so let's ask, is there a new person coming for pile 2? Remember, this is a general, so it may not be the case for most of you, but for some of you, but I think that the energy that's the strongest is what's gonna come through here. So that's a yes, that's a new person. Is this someone they know already that they just haven't been in a relationship with? No. So there's someone completely new, and I think that really ties in with the fact that it's uncomfortable for you. And now, is this person gonna be coming in within the next 3 months, which is soon for me, Are they gonna be coming in within the next 3 months? Well, that is a yes, so that's really soon. I love that for you. Okay, so new person, haven't met them before, within the next 3 months. So now I'm gonna get into descriptions of this person. I'm just gonna lay out all the cards. So you got the King of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. We love to see it. We absolutely love to see it. This is the Revival Art Tarot, by the way. So we got these three. These are your tarot to represent this person. We also got, these cards are the Angelarium Year 2 collection. I like to use them because they help me with people's characteristics. So you got Sidereal, Angel of the Waning Moon, and Advakiel, Angel of Sagittarius. So this person could be a Sagittarius, or you could be a Sagittarius. I just love that Sagittarius also represents expansion, and it's just tying in so beautifully. Oh my god. So these are your cards. They're absolutely beautiful cards. So, and now we have the Blue Flame, Spontaneous Awakening Activation Integration Time. I am so bad at putting the card where it's supposed to go. There we go. Yay. Fantastic. So you got these two. So this is from the Queen of the Moon Oracle, I think. So you got number 22, Waning Gibbous Wisdom, and number 7, Waxing Crescent Nourishment. So these are the other two Oracle cards for you to represent this person. All right. We love to see it. I love it. So, I mean, it's tying in so pretty. Like, it's so perfect with that Sagittarius. So I did pre-shuffle this, but like, I don't pick out the cards. I shuffle, and whatever comes out, comes out. If you have any questions about how I shuffle, I mean, you saw me shuffle already, but I have a description of how I do it in my description. So, what about this person? We got the King of Wands. So, if you didn't know, the King of Wands is the most handsome king in the tarot. So this is someone that's very handsome or very beautiful, depending on, they don't have to be a man. They could be they could identify as anything. Okay. But overall, I think that this is someone that's very, very attractive, but doesn't have to be conventionally attractive. This is just someone that's incredibly attractive to you. So this is fire sign energy. We already have Sagittarius. The King of Wands specifically represents Leo. So we have the Leo Sagittarius energy here for the fire signs. But I feel like this is someone who is very, and I think that this is amazing in terms of what came up before with this anxiety that you could have, okay? This person is very fun because we have this Three of Cups. The Three of Cups, a lot of people, they see it in love readings, they're like, oh, that's a third party. Not always, okay? The Three of Cups in and of itself is like a very like a celebration card. So this is having fun, possibly in groups. So maybe you are going to be meeting this person at a party, and I feel like that's way out of your comfort zone already. It could be for some of you. So it's very likely that maybe you're going to be meeting this person at a time where you say fuck it and do something that you are uncomfortable with doing. And that's very brave if that's the case here, because it's not easy, okay? So I love the Sagittarius because Sagittarius is literally expansion. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Sagittarius rules the 9th house of like higher knowledge and enlightenment and all of that, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not an astrologer. I know like a little bit. But with Zodiac, Angel of the Waning Moon, and Wisdom, I feel like at the same time, this person, although they're very fun, I feel like they are very intelligent. They hold a lot of knowledge, and maybe this is not knowledge that they learned in school. This is knowledge that they have learned through their life experiences. So maybe this is someone that has traveled a lot, or that has been through a lot of things in their life, not necessarily bad things, but just a variety of life experiences, if that makes sense. They could be older than you, for some of you, because we do have this king right here. Yeah, I don't know, he looks kind of old. The kings are the oldest in the tarot. This, actually, the King of Wands, I think, is, if not the youngest, the second youngest king. But I'm saying that they could be older than you, or they could feel like they're older than you, because they hold so much knowledge, okay? So we have, with Sidereal, I was also going to say that they may be very soft, because they're actually calling me to read this. It says, as the earth tugs on the moon tugs back on the earth. For each force, another will always exist in perfect opposition. The lives of men and angels are similar. Though the power of one may be greater than the other, their existence reflects each other. So this may be someone, they called me to read it for a reason, that could feel like looking in a mirror for you. Even though they're so different from you, there's something in them that you really resonate with, that it's like you relate to them in some way, even though maybe you think that you shouldn't, because you're so different in many ways. Because I feel like this is someone that's very fun, very open, very carefree. It doesn't mean that you are not like that, but it feels like your anxiety and your fear could prevent you from being like that, even if you are naturally like this person, just because you are anxious and very afraid. It's kind of like you push that part of yourself down because you are too focused on the fear, okay? But with this blue flame right here, I don't want to throw the term twin flames around, but if I had to put like a label on this, that would be the closest one, but I'm not gonna say they're your twin flame. I have some issues with that community, because I don't, there are some things that I see there that I don't like, to be honest, but I digress. This is someone they're very similar to you, but they're really, really gonna challenge you, and not in bad ways. This is, for me, they're pushing you out of your comfort zone. So this is someone that's gonna push you to have new and exciting experiences that maybe you are not completely comfortable with, but then you open up to the idea and you actually do it. So this is someone that's gonna help you. It's like they say, overcome yourself. That's very interesting wording for me. So you got nourishment. So I really feel that this is a very, very delicious relationship. So I feel like maybe before, if you were very anxious in attachment, you felt very it's like you were starving for love all the time, and maybe receiving the love you received wasn't enough to fill you up. Maybe you felt empty regardless of how much love you received. And maybe that at some point for some of you led you to have a lot of relationships in short periods of time, that you were looking for something to fill that void, but you couldn't. But I really feel like this person is going to help you, not because they are going to be filling the void exactly, but because they're going to help you feed that void yourself, if that makes sense. They're gonna help, but they're not the reason that you're gonna stop feeling this emptiness or this starvation for love. It's more like they're gonna help you heal it, in the sense that you're actually gonna see that you don't have to it's like you're always trying to secure love in some way, that you're gonna be receiving more, that they're not gonna leave you behind and abandon you. You're gonna feel safe enough to be content in the moment, if that makes sense, because this anxiety comes from the future, the fear of the future of this person's gonna leave me, this person is not doesn't love me as much, I don't think they love me as much as they say they do, maybe tomorrow they're gonna meet someone else and they're gonna leave me alone, and stuff like that. So this is fear of the future, but this person's gonna really help you, I think, focus on the present, and it's gonna really heal that part of you. So we have this Ace of Cups right here, which I think is beautiful in a relationship reading. So I really feel that this person is going to be offering this cup of love to you. This is someone that I don't think they're going to be shy whatsoever. It feels like someone very, very straightforward that's going to be like, hey, I like you. Can I take you on a date? Like that. It feels like that. I feel like this is someone who wears their heart on their sleeve. And they're going to be very open and forward about this, okay? It may make you feel uncomfortable at first because maybe you're not sure about it, considering other experiences they may have had, but that's what I'm seeing for you. So that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 12 p.m. EST and occasionally on Sundays. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do all my updates about the channel over there, and I also put out readings occasionally. If you want to buy me a coffee, I have my Venmo, my Cash App in the description down below. It is never expected, but it's always very appreciated. I wish you the best of luck on your journey and much, much love to you. Bye-bye. Hello for pile 3 with the clear courses you're reading. Now you may notice that there are some things that are different, including my clothes, is because I had to record your pile at a different time than the other two, but I still wanted to include it, of course, so just ignore that. It's just a different time of day, So what we're gonna do with this is that I'm gonna be shuffling this deck to see if there's anything that Spirit wants to say regarding your love life, but it's specifically the healing. So this will be the part of your love life that pertains to you, and it's not necessarily related to another person. And then we're going to be using a pendulum, so I can ask, if there's someone new coming in, and if they are, if you have met them already. And then if it's going to be soon, for me soon is like within 3 months, so that's the time frame we're going to be using. And then I'm going to get into some characteristics of the person just in general. Okay, so let's start here. Let's see, Spirit, please, is there anything you want to tell pile 3 that they need to heal, or just anything you want to recognize? Let's see. Got the Lovers. So you got the Lovers. The Star. And you actually got 4. I wanted to go with 3, but you got 4, so we're gonna be using 4. It's okay. So then you got the Star, the Chariot, and the 4 of Wands. So let me see. Okay, there we go. So these are your other 3 cards. Hold on. Why don't you focus? Seriously? Okay, there we go. So you got 3 major arcana here, and the 4 of Wands, which is like well known to be a relationship card for many people. It can also signify celebration, but in terms of a relationship reading, in terms of love reading, it typically signifies a home, a marriage of some sort, or just a celebration. Doesn't mean that you're gonna get married, but this is coming through in terms of healing. And I feel like, considering you got the Lovers, then the Star, and then the Chariot, like in that order, for me, the way this is coming through is that there was a very, very significant relationship for you in the past that maybe you thought this person was your like the one. Maybe you thought this person was the one, but or maybe this is not like a past relationship. If you're in a relationship right now, it could be your actual relationship in this moment, and it could be moving on to something else. Just take this as it resonates right here. But it's a significant relationship that either within the relationship itself or after the relationship ended, there was some type of rebirth here with the Star card, some healing that was done. And with the Chariot, this is signifying like a period of healing and then of moving forward towards this Four of Wands, right? So towards this stability. So the fact that it's coming through in terms of what needs to be healed or something Spirit wants to bring up, it feels more like a recognition than anything else, because I don't see anything negative here. And it doesn't mean that something needing to be healed is negative. I mean, we have the Star card right here that represents healing, but for me this feels more like Spirit saying congratulations in some way for the work that you have done, regardless of whether this is talking about work that you have done after a relationship that you thought was, you know, technically your last relationship, that you're going to be with this person forever and it didn't work out, or, you know, or if this is talking about a current relationship that you're in, that you have been going through a lot of changes within the relationship itself, but the relationship hasn't fallen apart. Regardless of what it was here that this healing was about, it's a lot of personal growth, because the Star card is number 17. It adds up to an 8. It's a number in numerology that if I'm not mistaken, is associated with like the individual, like yourself. Like it's associated with inner growth, but the 8 is also like an infinity sign. So this is talking about cycles as well. So there was healing. Maybe you closed a cycle recently, or you will be doing that very, very soon. In fact, Spirit is, well, today is the full moon when I'm recording this reading, but it doesn't mean that it's happening like right now, because this video is going up on the 17th, which is Thursday, and I'm recording this Wednesday. So it could be like a major cycle, or at least a major part of a cycle closing in this full moon. And if it's not this full moon specifically, it's going to be an upcoming full moon. But it's like changes are starting right now if this is not something that you have done already in the past, okay? But it's coming up, it's cycles. So maybe you're going to be going through, and Spirit is pointing this out to you so you can be ready, going through a lot of rapid changes, and those changes are meant to close cycles. So you may feel very hectic. The energy may be a little bit intense right now for you, but it's ultimately going to be okay, because it's for your highest good right here with this Four of Wands. And I really do feel like this is going to be leading to stability. For me, the number 4 always, but especially this Four of Wands is stability. Like in the traditional tarot, you have you have several people, but there are 2 main people, and they are standing like in front of a castle, and there are the 4 wands, and it's reminding me of spring. So maybe the springtime could be for you, because it's reminding me of like spring festivals and traditions for some reason. Maybe that's what it's based on, honestly. But if this is a period of time where you're gonna be closing cycles, if it's starting right now, it could carry on into the spring. Maybe it will reach a peak during spring, and that's why Spirit is mentioning it like this. But in general, I really feel here like you have grown a lot already. But okay, so they're calling my attention to the Chariot. So the Chariot is a number 7, which is it's smaller than 8. I mean, so this card would come if we're talking about numbers, it should come before. So it very likely right now that there are things from the past they're going to be revisiting, especially regarding a past relationship. And when I say relationship, I don't mean only romantic relationship. It's going to be talking about any type of relationship. And you're going to be revisiting that, and it's going to be up to you how you're going to deal with it. But the thing that Spirit is saying, it's like, if you don't deal with it as it comes up, it's going to keep coming up until you address it. Now, this may be very, very painful, which I'm seeing here. But if you keep ignoring it, it's like it's a major thing that you have to heal before you move on to something else. This something else could be talking about like another relationship, but I can't tell you for sure because this is a general reading and I'm not I can't tell that part, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. So is there anything else, Spirit, that you want to add here, that you want to tell pile 3? Oh, those, okay. That's okay. So you have the Ace of Wands and the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups represents, again, things from the past, and the Ace of Wands is a new beginning. So in terms of your relationships, there may be someone from the past trying to come back, or they may try to come back at some point. Maybe this issue that I was talking about is actually a person. They may try to come back in some way to have a new beginning with you, but here's the thing. This is gonna depend for each and every one of you, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, your ex is coming back now. I don't think that's, I mean, it could be the case, but I'm not gonna tell you that it is if I can't tell you for sure. And the thing with that is that I can't tell you either if they have good intentions or not. So you really are gonna have to use your discernment. If this is a person that's going to be trying to come back, I will not condone, any type of abuse or any type of needing to forgive someone for what they did in the past because now they say they're changed. I don't condone any of that. So what I can tell you about this is to be mindful of this and truly look at the entirety of the situation and not only what they're saying. But Spirit is showing to me someone that may try to come back at some point to have some sort of new beginning. And considering it is the Ace of Wands, it may be very physical, it could be sexual with this Ace of Wands, but I mean it's the Ace of Wands. So there is that. It's kind of like almost tempting in some way, but I feel like majority of you, to be honest, are not gonna entertain this person in that way. I'm not saying they're good or bad. I'm just simply saying what I'm feeling with this energy. So I'm gonna get into a pendulum to ask if there's someone, coming through. We already established that there could be a person from the past coming, but I'm still gonna use a pendulum. All right. So there's a pendulum. All right. So, Spirit, can you show them what a yes looks like? Can you show them what a no looks like? I know what it looks like. I just want you to see it on the camera because I'm not using my board right now. Can you tell me what a maybe or an unknown answer looks like? So that's diagonal, if you can tell. So yes is back and forth. No is side to side. Unknown or maybe is diagonal. So we're going to be asking, is there someone coming in their love life, in pile 3's love life? Yes. I mean, they wouldn't, I don't think they're going to say no for any of these readings. Is this someone that they know already? I mean, that is a big yes. Okay. Is this going to be soon? And by soon, I mean within the next 3 months. So they're giving me like an unknown or maybe. So this could be that there isn't like a common time frame for everyone. So it's kind of like the energies could be split here. So for some of you, it could be a yes. For some of you, it could be a no. And it's more even split in terms of the energies. So I'm going to clarify a little bit. So for the majority of people who are going to choose pile 3, how about we go 6 months? So for the majority of you, it's going to be within 6 months. So because that's a yes. Okay. I don't know why I felt the need to clarify. Maybe some of you need a little more reassurance than spirit knows, to be honest. So let's get into characteristics of this person. So these are a lot of cards. So first I have your tarot. Oh, that one I took them out quickly. I'll get into it. Hold on. So you got the Ace of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Two of Wands. Okay. Here you go. So those are your cards. This is the Revival Art Tarot. So this one really wanted to come out. So these are from the Angelarium Year 2 collection cards, but I use them for divination, you know. This one really wanted to come out for you. That one is Shazakiel, Angel of Mists. I am actually going to read it for you because it has like writing in the back. And Suflatus, I believe, Angel of Dust. So you got these two. They're beautiful. So this one really wanted to pop out for you. So I'm going to read that real quick. This one says, ooh, that's long. Shazakiel cowered away from the idea of leaving his home in the sky. His indecision left him to exist in a place between worlds. It was uncomfortable, but he lived without having to face the reality of what he really was. When the fighting broke out, Shazakiel didn't take sides. This did not sit well with his brothers, but he could not give in to the commitment. It was his nature. He was meant to be alone. Interesting how that's coming up. So, hold on. I have more cards. I'm just trying to fix this. Okay. So, here, next card is Earth Pulsing. Pulse of the Mother, slow down, time in nature. Let me see how. There he goes. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Okay. Talking to my camera. And then you have these two. These are from Queen of the Moon Oracle, I think. So you actually got number 1, Dark Moon, the Void. And then you got number 33, Flower Moon, Blossoming. That is interesting. I have never gotten this card in any reading that I've done with this deck. Which, by the way, is not exactly my deck. It's my mom's deck. But, so I don't use it that often. But I've never seen this one in like a reading. So I want to mention this one because this is the Void. If you know anything like about astrology or astronomy or whatever, when there's a new moon, I know there's like the day of the new moon, there is a dark moon, if I'm not mistaken, where there's no light coming from the moon itself. So a lot of people that I've heard talk about how this is not an optimal moment to manifest, for example, because there's no light. So usually people tell you to wait until the day after the new moon to manifest. This is interesting to me that it's coming up and that this card wanted to pop out so quickly when describing this person, because I feel that this person that is coming through the most right here, this is someone that they could be very indecisive, especially with, I mean, you got the moon card even, right? Like right here, you got the moon card. But I feel like this is someone who they're kind of lost right now, if I'm being completely honest. Like their energy right now is lost, if I'm going to explain it. And this angel right here, I didn't mention this. These cards are based on the Book of Enoch. So the Watchers, they're not like regular angels. They're a specific type of angel. So that's why it said that. But this angel as well has to do with, I mean, I'm just going to read it to you. Suflatus built a growing collection of halls and spires that cracked the desert horizon, each one its own jagged landscape. Every day, men would witness the angel's latest creations, and each night they would cheer as he brought them down. As this cycle became commonplace, the only fanfare came at their destruction. So, talking about cycles again, because, like, their energy feels very lost right now. I'm not saying they're a bad person, but it's like they are very ephemeral is almost the word that's coming through right here. And especially with this moon card. The moon card is I believe a Pisces card, if I'm not mistaken. I for some reason I can't remember. Yeah, it's Pisces, because I was confused between like Pisces and Cancer, because in astrology, the moon rules Cancer, but in tarot, Cancer is like the Chariot card that you got already. But this one is Pisces energy. So very dream-like, very it's a very hard energy to pinpoint. So maybe this person is not someone that you are like completely aware of. They may be kind of like a wallflower. That's the word that's coming. I mean, wallflower. They got blossoming, coming through. But I feel like this person, look, like in the other readings for people, like the other two readings that I did, it was like the person that is getting the reading, like you, whoever chose the pile, those were the people that were gonna be receiving help from this other person in the relationship in some way. But in this reading, it feels like the opposite. Like it feels like you have done a lot of work on yourself already. And this person is coming through. It's not that you're gonna baby them or like just nurture them into health and let them go, but it's like this person is the one that kind of needs help from you. That is so interesting, because I have never gotten that in a reading about love before. Not that I do a lot of them, but it's very interesting how it's coming through. This is someone that with this Ace of Pentacles, this is someone that's you're definitely going to be meeting in like the physical world. I don't feel like this doesn't feel like a relationship that could happen like over the internet. That like this is not usually how I interpret that card. I interpret this as someone that's most likely in your immediate surroundings or will be, but like I said, I don't feel like you actually notice them. They may be very shy, like very shy, or like they keep to themselves. They're mentioning to me a little bit of I'm not gonna throw just like the name of an illness out there, but they're giving me like the depression. So maybe they have a mental illness right here. It may not be something you want to hear, to be honest, because but I have to say it as it's coming through. This is someone that is going to challenge you because they need help. And it's not that you haven't helped people before, but I feel like this is someone that you're gonna be helping on a much deeper level than you would typically help another person in your life, if that makes sense, because it is coming through as a relationship. But overall, like, I love this right now here, because both of these cards have, this one says blossoming obviously, but this one is full of flowers right here. So even though this relationship may feel very heavy at the beginning, or it's honestly probably gonna be quite difficult, but it's like it's all gonna be worth it, because there is growth that's gonna take place both for you and this other person. It's like you learned before already, and now you can help someone else that I feel like you're gonna connect very deeply with. If you are already in a relationship and you don't see yourself getting out of it anytime soon, this is probably not resonating with you. It could be that for you, if this is the case for you, that maybe your partner is going to be having a little bit of a rough patch, and you're going to be helping them for a little bit. And this is actually going to kind of strengthen your relationship, because I don't see this as a weak relationship in any way, or a codependent relationship. It feels very mutual. It may be a little bit difficult for that to happen in the beginning, especially if they are in this energy that I was mentioning before, that they're very they're probably very insecure, they're very maybe indecisive, they're hard to pinpoint, or just very anxious and shy in general. That may be difficult at first, but that's going to change slowly. So there's an evolution happening here. It requires a lot of patience. Okay, so I'm noticing that I'm not even really describing this person like at all, because there are other details just popping up for me right now. So the dominating sign right here is Pisces. So doesn't mean they have to be a Pisces, but there is this energy right here. So I do want to mention it. The way this is coming through with these two people here, they may be someone that's very that contemplates a lot, that just sits down and thinks. Maybe this is someone that gets lost in their thoughts very easily. We do have this person here playing a violin. The violin, it doesn't mean that they play it, but they could really like classical music, or maybe they play an instrument, just any instrument, or just music really helps them. They may daydream a lot, especially with this moon card. So this person may be more in their heads than they actually act. So maybe a lot of things that they would like, they play them out in their heads, but they don't really do them, or at least not all of them, or if they're gonna do it, they play it out in their head first. It feels like someone that's constantly preoccupied with a lot of things, but again, they're not coming through as a bad person, or they're just difficult to get out of their shell at first. But I do see them growing. I mean, we have this beautiful card right here, which I think is it's like the most positive card that we have in this reading, in my opinion. So with this one as well, I did mention the patience part. So this may be someone that actually moves quite slowly. Maybe even like this could be literal, like maybe they walk slowly. But they're not someone who is on the go constantly. So this is someone that takes their time. And this could also be, I mean, even though we did get that majority of you are not going to be with this person within the next 3 months. It could be actually mostly within the next 6 months. So not necessarily soon by my standards, but they may be by yours. So again, they move slowly. There's something here that's coming through with this person, especially this card, is that, I mean, both of these cards are very, very gray, but there's something here that they're very passionate about, that I feel like you could find it surprising that they're even that passionate about anything, because they seem very gray. Like, they seem very, very gray on the outside at times, if not all the time, right? So very just, it doesn't feel like they're quite there. Sometimes they actually, like, this person, for some of you, this person could seem just a regular, I heard regular dude, like a regular person, just in their day-to-day life. But there could be times where this person just sits down and they stare off in the distance, and you're like, what the hell are you thinking about? Because you look very gray right now. I keep hearing like you look very gray, like you're very gray right now, what's up? So it kind of feels like that. But there's something that they really, really passionate about, and that this thing could, if they're already like, if this thing they're passionate about is something that they can do like a hobby, I feel like majority of their time they spend doing this thing. They're actually showing someone to me. I forgot his name. It's I don't even know. He was in Mean Girls. Like in Mean Girls? Was it Mean Girls? No. I don't remember. Or White Chicks. Which one was? I don't remember his name. He does a lot of things. So they're showing me this person, this man. He does a lot of things. Like he does book binding. He does like chalk art. He knows how to do calligraphy. If you know who I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure you already got it, because I forgot his name. I am so sorry. They're showing me this person, and he is not someone that I would describe as gray at any point, but I think that they're using him as an example for me to grasp the fact that they could seem this way on the outside, but there's something that they're really passionate about, and they may actually spend a lot of their time doing this one thing. Or what they're showing me right now is the evolution of this person going through from being very, very gray to someone who's very similar to this other person that I just described. I freaking forgot his name, dude. I can't. So, Jesus. Okay. So, what is this? You know what I'm seeing with that this card as well is that how do I even say this? Like, again, I don't feel like this is something, or like this is not someone, like not a type of person that you are used to dealing with, but there is something that's gonna attract you to them. It may be it could be for some of you that you were like this before at some point in your life, and you see that and you maybe want to help them, and then it could develop into something more. But again, this for me is really feeling like nothing, like you've never experienced anything like this relationship or like this person. Like there's no comparison with anything for you, and when I say that, I mean in like every sense of the word of experience, you know. I mean like emotionally, physically, mentally. This is not something, like not a type of connection that you're used to. It's very intense, and when I said intense, that you showed me like Scorpio imagery, doesn't mean that I have to be a Scorpio, but it's that level of depth of Scorpio, of the planet Pluto. Pluto is the planet that rules Scorpio in like modern astrology. But there's like a lot of development here to happen, and like this reading feels very heavy, but it's like at the end of it all, like through this relationship, that like things, they may start off looking a little bit gloomy, but there is going to be a beautiful development here. Okay, with this card, I have no doubt about that. Okay, so that's all I have for you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you feel called to, because I do put out new videos every Thursday at 12 p.m. EST and occasionally on Sundays. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want. I do all of my updates about the channel over there, and I also put out readings occasionally. If you want to buy me a coffee, I have my Venmo and my Cash App in the description down below. It is never expected, but it is always very appreciated. I wish you the best of luck on your journey and much love to you. Bye bye.